live. Hello. And it's funny because I'm watching in the studio. Latifah's son is like dancing to the music. So it's so cool. Happy Monday. Today is actually Juneteenth for those of you who celebrated. Hoping that you had an amazing day. Some of you probably had the day off today. And if you did, congrats to you, right? I work from home, so I feel like I'm always off, but I'm not off. It's so crazy. Like I'm always off, but I'm not off, right? Because at any given time, I could actually be, I'm cracking up. Latifah just ended up out the studio and back. So, but her son is in the background dancing like this, y'all, the baby. He dancing to the music, right? So, hey, right now, good afternoon. Listen, make sure you let somebody know that we are live on book club. We are almost done this book. And so let's make sure we are sharing the word. Sharing is caring, right? Sharing is caring. So I'm going to go ahead and let people know that we are live. Hold on, y'all. Let me find the link. Yep, here we go. That we are live. And I am going to copy the link and then go over to Facebook and share it in a few places. So give me 1 second. And 1 second, let's figure out how to, all right, we are live. Let me just tell everybody we are live on book club because you guys, we are never going to earn more than we learn. So it is very important. Book club is so important and people don't realize how important book club is. And this is a free book club. They don't realize how important book club is. Book club is so important because if we don't get these fundamental things, these fundamental things in play, then guess what, y'all? We're never going to earn more than we learn. So y'all spread the word, share the word, tag and share. Let people know that we are live on book club and that this is the place that they need to be here on a Monday. All right, you guys. So let's see, we're live on book club. Oh, I spelled it wrong. So, okay. Oh, well, I forgot an O. Let's see if we can get this right. We are live on book club. All right. Let's copy that and give it to some folks. We are live on book club. All right, y'all. So, all right. Good evening. Hoping, all right, we're going to get done this chapter and hopefully into our chapter 14. Because I can't wait to get to chapter 15. Chapter 15 is going to be very, very pivotal. I believe it's going to be very pivotal for so many of us. Okay, watch, because chapter 15, y'all, gives us a lot of steps, and chapter 15 talks about leadership, right? And I just talked a little bit about that on my live, but it's okay. Don't run from it. I'm Tamara Dunn. Hey, I see Pittsburgh. So yes, as you're logging on, let me know what city, what state, and or what country you might be logging in from. And if you care about someone else, y'all, invite them. What's up, Jason Jones? I see Philadelphia here. We've got Pittsburgh, PA in the house. Indiana, Canada is here. We've got Colorado, Denver, Colorado. We've got Michigan in the house. California is in the house. I got a friend that I found out just moved to, and we got the UK here. Y'all. All right. So we are reading The Power of One More by Ed Mylett. It's funny that since we've been reading this, I've been studying a lot of Ed Mylett stuff, y'all. I'm listening to a lot of his podcasts. He's done a lot of podcasts with other people, and I've been listening to a lot of Ed Mylett's podcasts. This is The Power of One More. And this book, I see you, Deborah Moore from Baton Rouge. This one is one more multiplier, this chapter. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. One more multiplier. How often do you come in contact with forces that transcend the tasks at hand? Forces that create results exceeding your expectations. You may sense you're a part of something special, even if you can't put your finger on it. For some reason, the average transforms into something magical. I was cleaning out my phone last night, like into the wee hours of the morning, Latifah, and I ran across a video of my bestie, I call her my cousin, sister, friend. right? Because she's a cousin. She's like a sister to me, but she's my bestie too, right? And she was on a FaceTime with me back in like 2018 or 2019 maybe, Alicia, and we were on book club, and then I don't know, I did a live and she was saying, I don't want to be average. And we did a whole conversation, like a 5-minute conversation that I'm probably going to go ahead and post it again. She said, I don't want to be average. She said, because when you're average, you're a loser. Here's the thing, y'all. Anybody can be average. It is so easy to be average. So we love to say, why be average when you can be epic, right? But it is so easy to be average. And she was like, I don't want to be a loser and I don't want to be average. So for some reason, the average transforms into something magical. Listen, often it only takes adding one small thing. This is so important for y'all to hear. It only takes adding one small thing for this to happen. So for some of you that are looking for something magical to happen, you're looking for like something extraordinary to happen. And for many of you, you don't even understand that it only takes adding one small thing for this to happen. And it can be very subtle. It doesn't have to be, some of you aren't moving, right? Because you're probably thinking that you've got to like go above and beyond to see something happen or transform. And what oftentimes, if you've seen, I got one for you. Back in the day when we used to listen to the radio, y'all, and we had the knob dial, and y'all know that the station wouldn't be clear. Now, did it mean that we needed to go get another radio to make it play? Most times, it only took us to do what? A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and then we were like, oh, there it is. Or if you're going to take a picture, and oftentimes you go to take the picture and the lens is just blurry, you can't see. Sometimes all we got to do is wipe it off, not with your fingers, because when you wipe it with your fingers, y'all, it gets worse. Hello, somebody, right? I can't stand to see people be like, hold on, it's blurry, and they do, what in the, you just made it worse. No, or this is, let me tell y'all something powerful. Most times when you're trying to take a picture and it's not clear, guess what you got to do, Latifah? Guess what you got to do, Alicia? Tap the screen. One little tap. Just tap the screen. Guess what that does? It gets it in focus. Do you throw the whole phone away? Does a photographer throw the whole camera away? When he adjusts the lens. So what he does is he adjusts the way he's viewing what he's looking at to get a clearer picture. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here today, okay? So it can be subtle or it can be obvious, because sometimes, Marguerite, sometimes it is obvious. Like if you would just stop doing it. If you would just stop doing, matter of fact, sometimes it's what we hear people say out their mouth. And we're like, if you would just stop saying it. You know, I have heard people say, I mean, Nina, I've been watching you for a long time. I mean, I love your energy and everything. And I mean, I'll try, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up and try with you, but I'm probably not gonna get no sales anyway, though. And let me tell y'all how, if I'm on the phone, I usually want to disconnect, because I don't even like that in my ear gates. I'm like, what? Well, you're absolutely right. If you're saying that out of your mouth, because what we think about, we bring about. Y'all ought to write that down. Y'all ought to have a notepad, right? What we think about, we bring about. And so if that is what you're thinking, that is going to happen, guess what? You are right. That is what's going to happen. Adjust your lens and what you see. The object doesn't change, y'all. If you need to see this more clear, the object itself doesn't change. But if you change the way you look at the thing you're looking at will change. I'm going to say that one more time. If you change the way you're looking at a thing, the thing you're looking at will change. All right. So, or it can be obvious, producing a seismic shift that triggers a tsunami multiplier effect. How many of you all can't wait to get a tsunami multiplier effect? Well, then that means if we want to see a tsunami multiplier effect, that means what you think about gotta change, because what we think about, we bring about. If you change the way you look at a thing, the way you come on, if you change the way you look at a thing, the thing that you're looking at will change. Doesn't mean that it's going to change, but it will change. It's physically not going to change, but it's going to change, right? So the dynamics of team chemistry. This is going to bless y'all. Listen, change is natural. Y'all write that down. Let me tell you why most people don't want to change. Because they think that change is hard. I got to say this, especially in the African American community. Black people don't like change. Now, I don't know if that's the same in the Caucasian community, because I ain't never been Caucasian. Right? But change is natural. And when we begin to understand that change is natural, y'all, we wouldn't fight change so much. At times, you'll seek change, but at other times, change will find you. Let's look up what the word or the meaning, and because y'all are writing, I don't even want to ask y'all to look it up. We got Alicia in the background in the studio, Victoria and Latifa. I want y'all to write. I'm gonna look it up for us. Let's look at what the word change means. See, so many times, y'all, we won't even look to see what something actually means. All right? Change. The definition of change is to make someone or something different. Listen to this. To alter or modify. So we're not telling you to become new. We're saying you need some modifications. You need to alter some things. That's like if I'm taking a picture and the whole top of my head is cut off, I'm not changing the thing I'm taking the picture with. I'm changing the angle. Change. To modify, right? Then it says to replace something with something else, especially something of the same kind that is newer or better. The act or instance of making or becoming different. Y'all, this isn't saying better, it says different. So perhaps we believe that this change means that we've got to do like hoops and leaps and flips, and that lightning has to come down and strike you, that you got to levitate in the air. And the word change doesn't say better. It says different. Come on. So see, when you get a revelation of these simple words that we've been listening to all our lives, this ain't saying that you got to become summa cum laude. This is saying change is different. Listen, this is so good. Change means to turn or be converted from one state, form, or substance into another. Do y'all hear this? To exchange with someone else, giving one thing or receiving something of the same kind in return. To engage, exchange a sum of money, put different clothes on, to change. Y'all, it didn't say put better clothes on. It said to put different clothes on. Maybe if you stop thinking that somebody is expecting the miraculous to happen, when we're really just saying just change, become different. Why do you? Now, here's the deal. Because this gold line is on this glass, you all can't see that there still is liquid in this cup. I can see it. I know it's there. Now I can still choose to look at this as being half empty or almost empty, or that I just drank most of what's in here. And that I don't have to be in despair because I could always pour more in here. You don't have to be in despair. I can just pour more in here. I can change my situation simply by pouring more in here. I don't need to go get a better glass. I literally can just pour more in here. Come on, okay? So, don't fear change. That's what's in the book. Don't fear change, because we're gonna keep saying it, y'all. Like, I need you where you are to say it out loud. Change is natural. See, we got to stop being afraid of change. We've been taught, duped into believing that change is this difficult thing. Nina, it's almost gone, but okay. I'm going to just pour more in here. And even if, Latifa, I run out of what's in here, I can find something else to pour in here. I don't have to be in despair. So we can't fear change. When you accept your new reality, so there you go. With change, we just have to accept our new reality. Here's why a lot of people won't change. We won't change because we are afraid in the change, we're going to lose some people. So we like this. I don't want to change because if I change, then such and such and such may not. You know, here's what's so crazy. You already know the people that you might have to cut loose. You already know that there are some things and some people that you have to cut loose. So you're contemplating and thinking that what you have is better than what you will have, what you're going to. Where you are is better. So you want to hold on to this thing that is not serving you in this season. That is like wearing a turtleneck right now. And you absolutely know that you have got to let this thing or these people go. I am talking to myself right now. I want y'all to know that, okay? You 100% know that holding on to that in them and allowing that in your space, your energy, that is not serving you in this season. Doesn't mean you got to be nasty. It just means it's like, so when they call, you don't answer. When you you invite a different set of people into your things now because you're looking for something different. When you accept your new reality, the most amazing things can happen. In a lab experiment, there are control elements that don't change, and there are variables introduced to create a different set of results. The same holds true for your interactions with others. Some parts of your life will have constants in it, and other parts will change, leading you in new directions. Whether you're talking about business, sports, family, or other types of relationships, this is the case. Adding or taking away variables and people changes the team chemistry of whatever you're involved with. Great team chemistry produces a multiplier effect. Bad team chemistry will burn your efforts down to the ground. Good team chemistry requires having the right pieces in the right places. There are a few better examples than the 1980 U.S. men's Olympic hockey team dubbed The Miracle on Ice. That was a great movie, right? You guys should see that. It ended up being like a documentary or a movie or something like that. Coach Herb Brooks created a new definition for team chemistry by assembling a roster that went on to beat the heavily favored Russians and ultimately won the gold medal. The win was improbable, to say the least. I'm not looking for the best players. I'm looking for the right players. I'm going to say that again. I am not looking for the best players. I am looking for the right players. Was one of the more memorable lines uttered by Kurt Russell, who played Brooks in the movie Miracle that followed a few years later. Here's the deal, y'all. I have never built, not to say that it's not going to happen moving forward, right? And the crazy thing is, I've enrolled some leaders and they're doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. Alicia, you doing more than some of the leaders that I've enrolled are doing. Okay? Nothing. So here's the deal. I watch my son in his senior year of high school. In Central High School, one of the most prestigious schools in Philadelphia, high schools. It was an all-boys school, and it went co-ed the year before I started Girls High. And I watched my son, Alicia, play with a team, Tedra, full of misfits. Our team didn't have the best sneaks. They didn't have the best uniforms. They didn't have but they were a team of misfits, right? So we went to a tournament and we happened to go up to where there were outlets. And thankfully, in the outlets, I saw all of these Nike two-piece uniforms that were the team's colors. And I bought these uniforms for every player. Now, I was a single mom, y'all. I didn't really have a whole lot, but I was in a network marketing company. And I used my retail money because we were up at this. And then when I told the man at the counter what I was doing, he was like, I think I might find a coupon in here for you to help you out a little bit, right? Because what I knew was that this might be a team of misfits, but if they look good, they'll feel good about themselves. And when they go to play against these opponents that come from different areas where there was a little more affluence and they looked a certain kind of way, right? And then I put together a fundraiser to raise money to get all of them the same sneakers. Y'all, you need to understand something. You might be our team. They're not like big network marketing leaders, Tedra, but they're the right teammates. So while you guys are looking for, let me tell you what happens in network marketing too, since we're here. You guys will go looking for Nina Moore 2023, when what you really should be looking for is Nina Moore 2008. You're looking for the Nina Moore that had a good work ethic. You're looking for not Nina Moore, polished, knows network marketing, understands the industry, reads, studies, can teach, can train, believes in herself, can retail, she can recruit, she can this, she can that. You're looking for that. That ain't what so you're looking for that, and you're missing the Nina Moores of that I was, the Nina Coleman, going through, actually I was Nina Dobson going through a divorce in 2008. You're looking for people who come with the qualities, right? Alicia Richardson has a good work ethic. She does what she says she's going to do. Imagine that. She said, no, coach, I'm going to get that done. She has some influence because she manages to like make some stuff happen when she said, oh no, and she's competitive. Because she says, oh no, I'm gonna win that. You might as well run that over here because let me finish. That'll be done in like 5 minutes. What you're looking for are more people like her. You're not looking for Ninas, because if you can find a bunch of people like her, you can teach them to be a Nina. Because they already come with the foundation of what it needs to be a Nina. Y'all got it? All right. So you're looking for the right players, right? Everybody loves playing with the superstar on their team. But if that high level of talent also brings disruption and upsets team chemistry, then you should think long and hard about whether or not to add that piece to your team in the first place, right? Oh, everybody wants to sponsor a big old fish, but you can't even lead them. So now you want to sponsor a big old fish because you want to be able to say, yeah, I signed me a networker. And so what? Can you teach them the comp plan? Everybody wants to open up a country. Can you afford to support that country? Oh, can you stay up in the wee hours of the middle of the night teaching and training that team in another country? Can you fund hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of products to a team in another country? Can you train them for 6 months while they might be waiting on products to be opened up in their country? What you gonna do? Oh, but everybody wanna, oh yeah, I signed me a network marketer. Did you really? You can't, that networker ain't gonna call you. Now you're gonna be like, oh, Nina, can you? Oh, because now you want somebody else to do all the work. This ain't, you gotta understand. You want a Michael Jordan on your team? Can you coach a Michael Jordan? You want better? Become better. You got to be able to coach Michael Jordan. You can't throw Michael Jordan off on somebody else. Good team chemistry requires trust, requires respect and loyalty to each other and your team while also pursuing your individual goals. Good team chemistry is all about dividing and conquering tasks and multiplying your victory celebrations. Cooperation and sacrificing the self for the good of the whole. Cooperation and sacrificing the self for the good of the whole means setting aside your ego for a bigger purpose. There is a strength in numbers and a common purpose. Ecclesiastes 4:12 tells us, and if one prevails against him, two shall withstand him. And a 3-strand cord is not quickly broken. Understanding team and individual weaknesses and then showing up to work on those weaknesses daily are also critical. Commitment to long-term success is essential. Talent alone will not carry the day. Here's so I want y'all to understand this. There are some people who will run after trying to enroll with people that they think are big mega leaders. And then what'll happen, Tedra, is that they will join those people and find out something totally different. Because they're chasing after a thing, not realizing that they had a good thing right where they are. So when those, don't be mad, don't be upset when those people that were maybe your friends or your contacts or your leads or whatever end up somewhere else. Because if they was really supposed to be with you, a 3-strand cord, the Bible says, because what they just did, Flamanica, Rosa, Jackie, what they just did is they showed you who they really are. They ain't loyal. They can't be trusted. Hope that helps somebody. I don't know where that came from. However, when talent combines with these other factors, the resulting good team chemistry creates a one more multiplier effect to produce over-the-top results. Greatness attracts greatness. So when you're looking for somebody great, become somebody great. Greatness attracts greatness. In your business, hold on. Let's keep things simple. When a one more multiplier is in play, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. 1 + 1 will equal 3. In your business, on your personal relationships, when you attract the right person who complements and elevates your natural state, the sum of that partnership is greater than the sum of the individual parts. High achievers and fully functioning human beings understand this, and that's why they seek out like-minded people. Greatness can exist on its own. It often does. But smart people know the absolutely best results don't happen when greatness exists in a one person vacuum. An optimal state happens when you challenge greatness. It could be an opposing force or a force that aligns with a singular greater purpose. The entire foundation of marriage is built on alignment to become one. But that one is a union that transcends the two people before they joined in matrimony. How many times have you heard this? He makes the players around him better. Those who are one more multipliers seek out worthy challenges and people who will propel them to the next level. Michael Jordan was a stud on his own, but when he joined forces with Scottie Pippen, they formed the core of a basketball juggernaut. Now, here's the thing. You know why Michael Jordan was able to come? He was a stud by himself. But once he joined the team, you know why they were able to excel? Because those teammates, Alicia, understood and respected Michael Jordan's greatness. See, they didn't just treat Michael Jordan like he was some regular old Joe. See, because when you understand what you got and what you're working with, you don't treat it average. That would be like me knowing I got a glass in my hand, but throwing it on the ground like it's a plastic cup. No, I understand what I got. I understand what I've got is valuable. This actually looks pretty valuable too, right? So I got to treat this a certain kind of way based on its value. I'm not just going to throw this in the sink. I'm going to sit it in the sink. You treat it a certain kind of way when you understand the value of what you had. But when you respect the leader that you've got and you respect the person that you've got, that is how a team now can come together and be a one more multiplier. All right. So an optimal, sounds like when greatness can't exist on its own, but smart. So seek out, hold on, where we are. Your business high achievers and fully function the entire foundation. So how many times have you heard this? So Michael Jordan, how many times have you heard this? He makes the players around him better. Those who are one more multiplier seek out worthy challenges and people who will propel them to the next level. Michael Jordan was a stud on his own, but when the joint forces with Scottie Pippen, they formed the core of a basketball juggernaut, right? You know about Steve Jobs' accomplishments at Apple. You could argue he was destined for greatness anyway, but you can't diminish the counterbalance of partnership with Steve Wozniak together. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak together, they revolutionized personal computing and built one of the most successful companies ever. Sometimes a one more multiplier reveals itself in a different way. Many people believe the one more piece in the Chicago Bulls dynasty years was Coach Phil Jackson. The same can be said for Pat Riley as he led the Los Angeles Lakers to 4 titles during the Showtime era. Don't underestimate a one more multiplier's ability to be an effective recruiter. 2, high-level talent wants to work with and be challenged by other high-level talent. They enjoy the competitiveness and the camaraderie of being around their equals. So you got to know, somebody that plays at a high level don't want to always be around people that are always pulling and draining them. They have to. They must go around other people who are operating at a high level, or else every relationship that they have around them is pulling, tugging, give me, give me, give me. Uh-oh. So they also understand how outsized results are possible when high-level forces combine to create a unified vision. His name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. You know him better as Tom Brady. If you don't know who Tom Brady is, you need to Google it later, okay? Thousands of pages have already written about him. He's still alive. And there's not much I can add to his legendary successes. What can I do? What I can do, rather, is show you how even Tom Brady can go from a centerpiece on one team to a one more multiplier on another team. In 2020, Tom Brady became the one more multiplier for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Brady at the helm, the team went from a losing season the year before to winning a Super Bowl in 2021. You may have a hard time thinking of Tom Brady as the one more piece to anything. He was the essence of the New England Patriots dynasty for 20 seasons, racking up 16 division titles and 6 Super Bowl wins. Still, in football, as it is in life, everything has an expiration date. Most guys would hang up the cleats after a run like that, but most guys are not Tom Brady. Against the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic, when America was desperate for heroes, Tom Brady became a one more Cinderella story. He ensured his place in football history as the greatest player of all time. Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers raised more than a few eyebrows when the team signed him on a 2-year, $50 million deal. The team had finished in 2019 with a disappointing 7-9 record. Management felt that they had an excellent foundation to build on, so signing Brady was a calculated risk that created immediately to their efforts. As it turned out, they got a bargain. Brady brought a warrior mentality that elevated teammates to play some of the best football of their entire careers. So let me put it in layman terms for you. Stanisha Graham was a beast all by herself. All by herself. Stanisha is a beast, was and is a beast. But you bring a Nina Moore and you pair a Nina Moore with a Stanisha Graham. Do y'all hear what I'm saying right now? Do y'all hear what I'm saying right now? So what has that done? It brought on a warrior mentality, a woman that is 51, way older than her, that won't allow anything or anyone to outwork her. So now you got somebody else that now brings something else to the table where you alone don't have to do it all by yourself. Now, Nina Moore, who used to have to do it all by herself, has somebody else that she can lean and glean on. Somebody who is not intimidated by her success. Somebody who is, do y'all hear what I'm saying? And now Nina's energy comes and elevates the teammates, especially those that are her age. Because if Nina at 51 can do it, what is everybody else's problem? See, it was different when 35, 34, 32, 30-year-olds. Tanisha was doing it at 30 and now she's 36. But now you got a 51-year-old who is out recruiting the 36-year-old. Oh, okay. And now it's bringing an energy to help other people with their social media skills, with the skill sets and things that she's solid in. Now it does what? And now the rest of everybody is playing the best football of their lives. They're selling more products. They're making more videos. They're closing more deals on their lives. Y'all, their will to win completely changed with Brady added to the mix. So now my team and her team come together and the wills for everybody to win changes when you add the two to the mix. Brady became the ultimate one more multiplier. As he has done throughout the year, Brady also made it clear about what he expected about his teammates. He's been consistent in his belief that you can't go out and practice average on Wednesday, on Thursday, okay, on Friday, and then expect to play well on Sunday. So if you all week long are average, All weekend, you're average. All weekend, you're not doing the task. All weekend, you're not doing the post. All weekend, you're not following up. All weekend, you're not bending. All weekend, you're not sampling out. All weekend, and then it come close out night, and you think you're going to be a stellar star rock star? He said you can't practice average on Wednesday, average on Thursday, average on Friday, and then think you're going to show up and be a superstar on Sunday. The stage was set. Oh, but it was Father's Day. So what? Your phone work, right? Your fingers, you can. But it was so what? See, here's what I know. For me, I know that I'm in a business that closes out on Tuesday nights. So because I'm in a business that closes out on Tuesday nights, then that means that I know that based on how the system runs, I need to do some work to get it mostly done by Monday so that it's smooth sailing, and I'm not going to wait till 11 o'clock Tuesday night. I'm going to do it early so that I can see what I need to see happen the rest of the day. I'm not average. And I'm not going to act average on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, on Monday, and then think on Tuesday I'm going to show up as a superstar. I'm not going to act average all right now and then think when I get to conference in July that I'm going to show up as a superstar. That ain't going down like that. The stage was set. The stage is set for everybody. As multipliers often do, he recruited a ton of talented, skilled players who wanted to play on a team, on a Tom Brady team. Lock in on this. One more multipliers attract one more multipliers. Like attracts like when you make an ask of yourself. So what are we doing? We're getting ready to have the biggest event in the industry of the history of network marketing in the last 5 years. Because now what do we have to do? We have to now do some things to attract one more multipliers. Come on, y'all. Shortly after signing Brady, the Bucs added Leonard Fournette at running back. They traded with the Patriots for Rob Gronkowski, and they signed Antonio Brown as a free agent in the late season. In the process, the team turned things around and finished 11-5 in the regular season. To me, football is so much about mental toughness. Write that down. Mental toughness. It's digging deep, doing whatever you need to do to help a team win. And that comes in a lot of shapes and forms, said Brady earlier in his career. And that's exactly what he did in the 2020 season. It may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but one of the ways to do whatever it takes is the ability of a one more multiplier to attract highly skilled talent, which is critical when building a championship team. Why was that so important in this case? Because other than Ryan Succope field goal, Brady and those one mores were responsible for every score in the Bucs' 31-9 Super Bowl win. Here's how stunning Brady's accomplishments was. He became the first pro athlete in any of the 4 major American sports to win a championship with 2 different teams after turning 40. Come on. Y'all do know that people are not supposed to have the kind of success that a 51-year-old Nina Moore is having, right? That's for like the young girls. I am proving that age don't mean nothing. That age is nothing but a number, and it is a mindset. He also became the first player in the NFL history to defeat 3 former Super Bowl MVPs in the same postseason, beating the Saints, Drew Brees, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, and the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. Brady bested them all. Tom Brady sets the standard as a one more multiplier by bringing equanimity, an unmatched work ethic, smarts, and an uncompromising expectation of others. He's been quoted thousands of times throughout his career for my money, for my money. The one quote that sums up Tom Brady is and what he brings to his team is what he has said when someone asked him which Super Bowl ring was his favorite. Tom simply replied, "The next one." Boom! Adding the right kind of one more multiplier. While undeniably talented, it would be a complete waste to have two Peyton Mannings in one team, right? Would you agree? Yes. Manning needed equally gifted wide receivers to catch his passes. Without skilled receivers like Marvin Harrison, Manning's accomplishments would still be considerable, but would they be legendary? For his part, Harrison didn't do too bad playing with Manning. The 8-time Pro Bowler finished his career with more than 14,000 receiving yards. His 1,102 receptions are second only to Jerry Rice for the most all time. For the most all time, of those 971 were catches from Manning. Together, they own every major quarterback to receiver record. That includes the most touchdowns, completions, and yards. Adding the right kind of one more piece creates a multiplier effect. That synergy usually defies description. Two people or a team of several people in sync with their standards and goals often rise and defeat talented teams. They don't possess the same dynamics. Working with one more multipliers. The one more piece to a puzzle in business, sports, or any team endeavor changes the energy level, interactions, and results at all levels. There is a trickle down effect when people buy into the leadership of a one more multiplier brings to a team. If you manage that team and add a one more multiplier, you'll have greater success if you follow a few rules related to your multiplier. Here's what's very important. Now, the team can't have success if, when you add a one more multiplier, people get jealous. Because when you bring a one more multiplier into the team or onto the scene, they gonna do what they do. They win. You don't start hating on the winner. You start doing what the winner does. Because if you want to win, all you do is do what the winner does. So you educate them on the bigger picture. One morers respect clarity and can often contribute to areas outside of their primary responsibilities. Doing so also makes them better team players by default instead of only being interested in personal ego-driven accomplishments. Give them a voice to contribute. Multipliers are naturally leaders. Even if they are normally internalized and quiet as a rule, their accomplishments draw others to them, says Tom Peters. Leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. When many pieces of the team take on leadership responsibility, it lightens the load for everyone. Teammates also respect one more multipliers. They'll listen to a multiplier's input and trust their track record will produce continued positive outcomes. Create a framework of autonomy. Your one more will remain more engaged and productive when they're allowed to make decisions independently when possible. Don't micromanage them. Delegate when possible. If the opportunity presents itself, consider asking your star to mentor others to develop both the star and the mentee. So, why am I making sure I tell people what to do when it comes to social media? Because it is my job to do what, Robin? To help other people produce on a high level. Create a framework of autonomy, okay? Your one will remain engaged and productive when they're allowed to make decisions independently. Remove obstacles and let them be stars at what they do best. You cannot put a saddle on a bull. A bull is supposed to run. Let them do what they do best. Do you have a super salesman who spends so much time tracking down paperwork and submitting mindless reports? Let me tell y'all something. I sometimes get these messages, y'all. Like, for instance, you guys will text me and say, hey, 4 gallons sold, combo pink, whatever, right? The stats. Hey, I signed somebody, and so I could post it. I don't need 4 gallons sold to a childhood friend from my round the corner with me and she saw one of my, I don't need all that. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all right now that do you know how much I do in a day? I don't have the bandwidth to read all of that. Just tell me what. Let me tell you something. When I learned, some of y'all talk too much. When I learned if it doesn't need to be said, don't say it, I started winning. What did you do? I don't need to know that. Just tell me what you did. Simple, please. Next. Because for real, I said, if I keep getting that, I'm going to just not celebrate nobody no more. Because that's too much. I don't need to know all of that. And if you are telling the people all of that, that is why you ain't closing those sales, because you talk too much. Because some people love to hear themselves just talk. I call it diarrhea of the mouth. Shut your mouth. Just tell me what it is. Hello? Because I'm going on to the next thing. Because I'm stopping what I'm doing to celebrate you so I can go back to doing what I was doing. Because I am doing 25 times what you're doing. I want to celebrate people, but I don't process all of that. It's too much. What's the point? I don't need to know all of that. And yeah, she was saying that she had some swelling in her feet and then her back was hurting. And let me tell y'all, I get messages like that. I don't need all of that. I'm telling y'all, I don't need all that. Nobody needs all of that. My scripts to people are short. What'll happen is, Tedra, Marguerite, if they want more information, they will ask for it. You never give people information they don't ask for. That was for free. All right, 651, let's go. Would you put it in submitting mileage for work? Would you put your IT rock star on a human resources policy committee? Do accountants make good marketers as a rule? Strategically place one more multipliers in the places where they will be happiest and most productive, and then leave them alone. Challenge them to compete at a high level. That doesn't always come from teammates. Do you guys know that your coaches aren't the only ones that should be you guys should be challenging each other. Y'all mean to tell me, let me tell y'all something. If I was not a new network marketer, right? And I see an Alicia Richardson come in as a non-network marketer, somebody that has never done this before, and she about to be right back at the last rank she was at last week, like in a spit. As a seasoned networker, I ain't fitting to let somebody come in that don't know what they doing outwork me. That should be who you going against. You can't compete with me. You compete with each other. Okay, that was for free too. One more multipliers in the places where they be the happiest, right? Often a coach will challenge one more player to compete against themselves. If your batting average was 0.300 last year, what will it take for you to hit 0.325 this year? If you made 2 million in sales last year, how can you get to 2.5 million this year? If you made 1,000 last month, how can you get to 1,500 this month or 2,000? Why are you settling for the same thing you did last week, this week? Do you know that what you did to have the success that you had last week ain't enough for this week? You got to 10x it. If you want to become more than what you did last week or last month, you've got to do more than what you did. So this month, what I did was, Alicia, I said, let me make sure that I'm putting more graphics out. I'm kind of beta testing to see if that's working for me or not. It's not. It's not doing better. But I thought that maybe that's the direction I needed to go in. No, I need to keep my behind live because that's how I close more sales. Do y'all understand? One more multipliers thrive on competition. Give them the tools that they need and watch them go to work. With all of the information that y'all got last Friday, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm looking at the people. What's going on? What is going on? Right? So also, as a leader, you need to be sure to check your ego at the door. You must put the team's needs first and strategize how a multiplier can most effectively contribute and impact an overall effort. What part do you play to the team's success? If the team is going to a certain rank, what part do you play in it? So if you fall short, what happens to the whole of the team? Play your part. Because we promised Dan, that we promised our CEO that this team was going to show up and show out because of what they want to happen at conference. You can't, how many of y'all, I was talking to somebody today, Alicia, Tedra, Marguerite, Pastor Sean, while she was here. And we were talking about the fact that in the last few companies we've been in, we had no speakers like Ray Higdon, Gloria Mayfield Banks, Omar. Are you kidding me right now? So we of course we're telling our CEO, oh no, the team is going to perform because they want these people. Watch, they're going to perform. Yes, they are. Never have we had this kind of training get ready to happen. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? So you got to put your ego and strategize how a multiplier can most effectively contribute to an impact and overall effort. Be sure to listen for feedback. Recognize the difference between excuses and legitimate issues holding back your one more multiplier and your entire team. I know the difference between excuses and real legitimate stuff. I know the difference. Most of the times it's an excuse. Seldom it's a legitimate thing. And sometimes there are real legitimate things, right? So most of all, learn and let go at the right time. And when to lead, learn when to lead at the right time. Use timeouts, emails and memos, sales meetings. We have to talk, discussions, and other communication efforts sparingly for maximum effect. Joining forces with a one more multiplier is a challenging, but it's an exciting proposition. You don't get to sit back and be passive once you do. Multipliers won't tolerate it. Bring your best game. Everybody write that in the chat. Bring your best game. You'll need it, and I guarantee the effort will be worth it. I am surprised, y'all, we got through chapter 13 because I was like, this is so powerful, right? And it's going to be a transformational event. It is. So chapter 14, we will start next week. One more inconvenience. Oh, this is going to be major. Nobody miss next week. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moment of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Here's what I know, y'all. It is not convenient, Alicia, for me. I'm going to bring you to the screen, y'all. I'm going to bring to the screen. Yep, Alicia Richardson, brand new to network marketing. You got to unmute your mic. It is not convenient, Alicia. It's just not for me to always get up the kind of a lot of content. It's not. I oftentimes spend a lot of time really taking keywords and going to search. I put up some information today in my stories that was very different than what most people have been seeing because I was looking at marketing a promo and I needed a promo. It's funny because somebody just is texting me like, hey, am I too late for this promo? You sure? Right? No, you're not. Hey, ma'am, no, you're not. Hey, no, you're not. You aren't, right? So it is not convenient. It's not convenient. But I do it because I know the results that I need to have. So I need you to kind of talk from your standpoint because we've had a version of a conversation. You've never done this before, but you've been watching. You said you've watched me for a while. You were inspired by my energy, things like that. What would you attribute your success to, And here's the thing, I do want you to know that you are going to hit a slump.
I know.
It happens to everybody. But that is when you dial into your coach so we can coach you to the everybody gets to it. All of us, it's called the law of the lid. It is what it is. We all hit a place where we only know what we only know. So right now you're kind of operating out of kind of what you know and taking some little cues. But what would you attribute your success to? Because you like what you're not afraid to do the work. Like talk to the people and tell them what would you be attributing your level of success to. Everybody meet Alicia Richardson.
Hey guys. I think I just been looking for change. I'm 53, headed to 54 in a few months, and I was looking for change physically, naturally, everywhere, and I think that's my driving force right now. And then just watching different people work. I mean, I go on different people's pages and I look at what you guys are doing. First of once, I mean, you was my first inspiration, and then Sanicia, and then Tedra, just different ones. I'm watching Rosalind, just watching them work, and I'm like, I can do this. Like I'm ready for change. I work. I'm in sales. I work in sales, and I make 6 figures a year. I mean, my husband has a good job, and all of our children are grown. But I'm looking for change. I want that independence. I want the freedom, and I love to help people naturally. And I'm like, this is a good combination. I can help people, and then what I think what's blessing me the most about this company is that the information. I never worked for nobody where or anyone where it's so many tools to succeed. Like if I fail, it's because I've chosen to fail.
Oh, wait. Say it. Hold up. Say it again. You never worked for a company where there were so many tools given, like word for word. Say this, do that, post this, do this. Here's the pictures. Here's this. Here's engagement. Right. But you said, so if you fail,
it's my choice. It's what I've chosen to do. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, you just said a whole mouthful.
Yeah. I mean, and with the trainings, it's so much conviction that's coming, and even like you were saying, the personal or self-examination, like why are you afraid? Why are you in this place? It's just been life-changing for me. I mean, I'm saved. I've been in church. I get all of that word, all of that. I'm not even. It's just something different about this, and it's working for me now. And I think about slumps because I'm in sales. So I know I have my months where I sell a senior living community. So I have my months where I'm at 100% occupancy. And then I have my months where I'm at 95. And to me, 95 is horrible. Right. But I mean, my community stands out above all the other communities in the company. But still, I want to be 100%. So 95, it's like, oh God, nobody's calling, nobody's seeking us out, And so I understand about the slump part, and that's just the life of sales, But I'm not even really concerned about it. I'm like, we'll work through it when that time comes. But I mean, I would say that the information, the support that I received from you, Nina, I mean, Paige, like answered the phone the other day. I mean, but it's motivating for me. I know that I got somebody to call on. I feel like even with the other teammates, I can just text somebody or, message in the messenger. It's just, we're set up for success. And I think that's where I'll leave it at. We're set up for success. So if we want to succeed, if we put in the work, it's inevitable.
Wow.
Success is inevitable.
Wow. So another question, because you just said something. Most people only go after people who they think are broke.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you, I don't do well having conversations with broke people because there's a difference in being broke and broke-minded.
Right.
I have been broke, but I ain't never been broke-minded.
Right, exactly.
Okay? Well, I hate the word. Les Brown teaches us, don't ever say that you're broke. He say that I'm experiencing a cash flow.
Yes.
Challenge right now. Okay. So now I know that I wasn't broke at the time. I was experiencing a cash flow situation at the time.
Yeah.
Right? But somebody like yourself who technically you don't need the money. You have a good job. Your husband have a good job. So why? Why network marketing? If of all things, why network marketing when you have a very good job, very secure? Your husband has a very good job,
Yeah.
but you said some things. I heard them. I just want to see because you said your kids are grown. Da da da. I just want to kind of see for you because money's not the driving force. Even
No, it's not.
though, here's the deal though. I don't care what nobody says. Anybody that got money want more of it.
Yes,
Oh, okay. But
absolutely.
I'm gonna let you tell the story because I hate when people be like, "Yeah, well, money doesn't motivate me." You are lying because
Yeah.
if you ain't had none. But
Yeah.
anyway, okay, go ahead. Why network marketing? If I mean, technically, you don't need the money.
You know, in my life, I've been presented with opportunities to be part of network marketing, and I've always looked at it negatively. For some reason, when I started watching you and following you, I don't know. It's something happened different, and I don't know was if it was because, like I said earlier, the tools that have been provided, and just to actually see somebody just not coming to you say, "Hey, buy my product, or sign up for my insurance company, or buy this from us." It was like you live in you like they say you live in what you preaching. You're not just preaching, but you live in it. It was like you could see that it was real to you, and that was convincing to me. But as far as me getting into it, I saw an opportunity, and that seemed realistic to me. The other ones didn't seem real to me. They seemed like it was a lot of fluff, and I couldn't connect. But there was a connection, and I felt a win. I was literally praying the morning that you when I saw your I was sitting in my bed. It was one of my off days, and I was sitting in my bed with my laptop, and you happened to come on with a live or something. And but before you came on, I was like, I just need change. I need direction, God. I feel like a shift is coming or needs to take place. And you came on, but I just was going to buy the product because I
I
need to
remember.
lose 50 pounds, right?
Right.
And so I was like, I'm going to get the product because it looks like it's working. You had did some before and after pictures and or whatever. Long story short, um, when I saw that, and then I texted, you said text this number for whatever was
Mm-hmm.
the product. I think it was a 3 day epic pack,
Yeah.
whatever. And I texted it, and then you was like, in my words, I put it in my words, there was an opportunity, but it was so slick how you did it. You can have these products, or you can actually you can if you want to sell them, you can sell them. Like, I don't know, you didn't use those words, but
Right.
this is
But
just what I
basically, I
remember.
was saying that you could pay me retail,
Yeah, yeah,
or you could save and get these products at this cost. But it's your choice. I'm
yeah,
never pushy, so let's dissect that.
yeah.
I wasn't pushy.
You did push me, and I was like, wait, you mean I can sell them too? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And when I hung up from when I got off, when we disconnected, whatever, we was chatting, texting. But when we finished, I just felt like a wind on it. I felt like maybe I just prayed. Maybe this is God. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up. And then I sat on it for 30 days, like a month. And I
Yeah.
kept putting it before God. But I kept watching you. I kept watching you, but I kept praying about it. And I was like, should I? I mentioned to my husband, and he's just a laid back guy. He's so laid back. Well, whatever,
He
whatever. He
will
didn't even,
support you in whatever you do. Right.
yeah. And so yeah, and then I don't know, for some reason, something I saw in March, no, April, with you, and then was on a call. I said, let me get on a call, and I think Stanicia I'm jacking up her name. She was teaching or whatever, and then you came, she brought you on, and I was like, I just felt like this was it. And then the fact that I get to help people. I know so many people in pain. I know everything y'all was saying is like, I know these people. I work with these people. They're in my family. They're at my church. And I was like, I could help them. You love helping people. This is your opportunity. So yeah, and I think that's where I'm in it more for. Not. I expect eventually to see the harvest, but I'm not really looking for it right now. I wanna be good at what I'm doing. So I'm taking notes. I'm trying to learn so that when I get to that point, I won't look ignorant or look like a fool. I want to know. So I'm like, what do I have to do to stay where I need to be? So I got my life aligning up with what I need to do to succeed, to get to that point when harvest come, I'll be ready to receive the harvest. So I'm not saying I don't want the money, but
Right.
I'm not
Right.
looking for money. Yeah, if money is in my back office, I'm gonna put it back in the system so I can, at least keep silver until I can get gold
Right.
and
Wow.
beyond. Yeah,
Wow. So gold requires, remember we talked about it the
yeah,
other
yes,
day,
ma'am.
requires two people
Yep,
who want to do what you're doing right now.
yes.
And they may not even know that they want to do what you're doing because you
Mhm.
didn't know that you want to do what you're doing.
No,
Here's what I want you guys to understand. I knew that Alicia joined and she joined. Now I waited to see what Alicia wanted. I
yeah,
didn't bombard her. I didn't say you ain't getting on trainings. I
no,
didn't say anything. I kept tagging you to stuff. I
yep,
kept making sure that all the training was there. I kept providing all the tools. I kept
yep,
making sure that the environment was inviting enough to where at some point what you prayed for, you would then want to start taking action.
yes,
So what I want you to also, before we go, is two things I want you to talk about, or at least make a comment about. There's so many people who tell me when they reach out, I was praying and then I saw your live. I was praying and literally we're praying for the answers. We're
yeah,
praying for God to show up, praying for God to do, and then he does. And 9 out of 10 times when God answers, it doesn't look anything like what we want or anything like what we pictured
mm-mm.
or anything. So I believe that you're blessing some people right now. And if you're being blessed by what Alicia is saying, let her know in the chat. I'll read the comments. But Alicia, can you address the person who might be just like you were praying for something and then you ran across that live? Now here's the deal, at least you took action.
Yeah,
You did sit on it once you got
yeah,
it, but at least you took action. Talk to the person who is saved, sanctified, and they are praying for it, and then they don't talk to that person. Say something to that person.
you know, I live by the word. Okay, I'm not trying to make this a Bible study, but
No, it's
there is a
okay. You
scripture.
can.
But there's a scripture that says, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord, and it's called according to his purpose, right? And so I started out with this company that I currently work with as the HR director. I was the director of human resources. And my CEO, the CEO of the company, reached out to me when the sales position became available. She said, you got so much life, So she convinced me to go for it. And I did. I was like, but sales, I like people coming to me for what they want. I don't like asking people to do nothing. But God was setting me up for such a time as this. Because in my previous, all I've ever done was this job, human resources, business office manager, straight from college. I've always been an administrator. I've never really been in a position where I had to ask people for stuff, right? To buy stuff for me.
Right.
So that's another reason why I kind of shun network marketing. Because I got to go out and ask folks stuff. I had a whole different, I was ignorant to what it entailed, right?
Mhm.
But it was a setup for now. Because since I've been in sales, I'm in a particular sales position where people seek me for help, but I've become so in love with helping people and handing a grown man cry like a baby because he has to, find a place for his mom or his father.
Right.
It did something different in me. But I'm saying all that to say, God was setting me up for this thing. That's why when on the particular live you did, you was talking about you gotta deal with you. And when I began to deal with me, that was the driving force for me. I was like, God has set me up, gave me this job where I'm doing sales, put me in it was just God. It's all God. But I was practicing what I needed to know how to do now. And now it's no problem. It's the same situation, it's just a different product.
It's the same thing, but
Same
all of
thing,
life
just a
is
different
sales.
product.
All of life is sales. I think you were born for it. You. So here's the thing, Alicia. I was talking earlier when I was training about recruiting, um, and leadership, and the same way you were praying for me, I was praying for you. No, for real, because
Wow.
you're like, God, would you send me some people who understand that this is a business? That's number one for me. Like, this is business, and we gotta invest, and we've gotta, and like, not just that, Alicia, every single thing that I have suggested, I don't ever tell you what to do. I kind of just suggest, well, if you
You
do this,
do.
then we can do
Yeah.
this, and if you do
Yeah.
this, then we can do this.
Yeah.
Um, but literally, you have been so coachable. Like,
Wow.
you made it a pleasure to want to, like, when I saw you were calling, I'm like, Paige, answer that. Right? Answer that. I was finishing up something. I was like, just answer that. Talk to her. That's
Yeah.
Miss Alicia. And now she know, like, this Miss Alicia, and so you're dropping some real bomb nuggets on this live tonight. Right?
Thank
On this live, because we still live, and I don't care. We can talk about the Bible here. This is mine. This ain't, this is my.
you. Right.
So you really didn't need the money, but you're 100% coachable. You know that you can help people because you are in sales. And this is what I try to tell people all the time. They don't understand that what they do at their current job, it's the same skill set. I was not a network marketer. I was a hairstylist.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. The thing that I bring to
Hmm.
network marketing is the ability that I had to listen
Yes.
to the people in my chair.
Hmm.
The same anointing that I had on me to make them feel good about the way that they look is the same anointing that I've transferred to network marketing. So
Yeah.
people have to ask themselves, what skill set do you have that you can transfer
Yeah.
to business now?
Yeah.
Right? So because you are in sales and you're successful in sales,
Yes.
I want you to leave them with some tips for sales and or closing, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Leave them some practical tips because you're in sales that hasn't been network marketing, but all of sales is sales. Because I want them to hear it from somebody that you have never done this before. So that's why I think sometimes they need to hear it from somebody other than the people that they've seen having success at this for such a long time. Give them some sales tips, some tips on sales.
The one key that I learned, because I'm a talker, I had to learn to shut my mouth, like you said earlier. That's the first thing. The regional director of sales came down. She said, "You are a beautiful person. You love people, but you're gonna have to learn to listen." She said, "I'm not saying that you don't listen, but that's the one skill that you're gonna have to learn or develop if you don't have it." And I didn't never told her. She didn't know me like that to know if I was a listener or not. But it was God speaking to me because I was like, I listen, but I'm gonna shut you down. I'm gonna over talk you because I'm not really. I'm listening to respond. I'm not really listening. And the one thing about this particular job that I do, you got to hear the heart of the people. So I have to hear what they are looking for to see even if I have what they need. So that's the first thing is don't be so quick to throw the product. You won't. No, this is what you need. You need this CBD oil. Listen to what they're saying. Their pain could be brought on by the anxiety that they're feeling that's giving them chest pains. Don't got nothing to do with chest pains. It's the anxiety that's bringing it. So you want to learn to listen. That's the number one thing is listen to you. I'm in the grocery store. I had some ladies over from church yesterday, some younger ladies. They're in their 30s, but they wanted to come and hang out with me yesterday. So I've learned to listen to them to see what is it about me that's drawing y'all to me. Two of them on my team now. They became part of they and they were like they were asking me questions about life in general, but they started asking me about the products and what, but my point is I had to listen to what they wanted out of the business so I can even see if I can even continue to encourage them to be a part of the business. But long story short, listening is the main thing in sales. And once you can track and hone in on what they are looking for, then you know which direction to go or how to navigate that conversation to where you can close before they're out of your presence. Someone came to my house the other day. we have a kitchen on our back porch, and the refrigerator went out. So they came to replace the refrigerator, and the lady, it is her company, but she brought the worker with her. And I invited her in while he was replacing the refrigerator. And she was just like, just talking. I never knew, Nina, she had a bag in her. She had a surgery, but she had to keep a bag on,
Mm-hmm.
to heal from the surgery or whatever. And she was in excruciating pain, but I was making tea that I was selling at work. I said, you can have a seat here. She said, what are you doing? I started telling her about the tea, and I started telling her the benefits and what I had experienced, going through menopause, all of these things, that no more hot flashes and all this stuff that has happened since I started drinking the juice, or the drink to shrink. And just talking to her, listening to her right there, she was like, it do what? It does what? She's like, oh, here, let me just, she started counting money out to me right there. She said, I want this, I want that, I want that. And what else did you say about the CBD? I mean, just right there. But it came from listening to her. And I didn't even have to do anything to close, because she closed it herself. You get what I'm saying? But when I listened to her, and this is the other part of listening, is when you can throw that empathy in there. You don't just be like, okay, all right, here go my product. You got to say, oh, you know what? I'm sorry that you're going through that. Or, my mom, you got to connect. Connection is the next thing. You got to connect with people. When people feel like you connecting with them, they'll give you their whole bank account. They'll
They
send
sure
you their
will.
debit card on in a text message. And
I
that's
get that a
that's
lot of times.
yeah,
I get random, I get people, and after the deal is, I put this stuff in or whatever, they'll say, I just gave you my whole credit
yes,
card life. Like, I don't even know you.
yeah,
I feel like I know you. Let
yeah,
me tell you why I don't have a problem getting somebody's credit card. Because I am in their face so much
hmm,
on social media that
yeah,
they feel like they know me.
absolutely,
So even though they don't know me, they know me. Because if I feel like a person hasn't gotten in the system, I'll message back and I'll say, hey, are you having any trouble? Do you need my assistance? And sometimes they'll be like, oh my God, I just forgot, I got caught up or whatever. And then some of them will say, girl, I done tried, I can't get it in. And I'll say, well, I can do it for you.
yeah,
It'll be done in like 3 minutes. Right. And they will give me their information because they know, love, like, or trust me. And
hmm,
they really don't know me, but they think they know me.
yeah,
Good.
absolutely,
One, you said listen. You said shut up. I
hmm,
wrote it down like that. Shut up and listen. You said stop listening to respond. And then you said connection.
yeah,
Connect. Because the one thing we teach in this, so you said it, call it connection. In network marketing, we call it feel, felt, found. Oh
mm,
my gosh, I understand how you feel
yeah,
because I felt that way, but which is actually what you did without knowing what you did.
hmm,
You did what's called feel, felt, found. Oh my God, I was experiencing hot flashes and things like that because of menopause. And now that I'm drinking, shrink, I'm no longer having that feeling. I felt, I understand how you felt, and I
hmm,
found a way because I'm
yes,
drinking drink to shrink. So
yeah,
you use the same skill set that
hmm,
we use in network marketing in your sales business. All right. And then you told her all of the different things that would help. And if a person is having pain, generally, you guys, just so y'all know, this one's for free. There's some inflammation somewhere if
yeah,
there's
that's
pain,
true.
right? Pain is inflammation.
It is,
So you need to make sure that they need, no matter, even if they get this, they need drink to shrink. So maybe you need to offer them some free drink to shrink if they purchase this because they're going to need it. They need it for the inflammation. If you look at all the herbs and you break it down because it's in our back office in the resources section,
hmm, yes.
all of those herbs, you guys, every herb deals with inflammation. It just does. All right. So anything else? Because that was good. Connect. And what's the last thing you would say?
um
Ask. Ask.
Definitely ask. If you don't, yeah, if you don't feel like, and sometimes people are waiting for you to just close the sale by saying, hey, can I sign you up, or do you, which one of these products would you be interested in? Yeah, which one do you think will work for you right now, with what you're dealing with right now? And then if you have any questions, of course you try to follow up with that. But yeah, and then I would say, for me being a new person and wanting to be successful, everything I do, I want to be 1000%. I know that I can get lazy and procrastinate, but I might sometimes if I know I've been lazy, I might have to go in that savings account and make sure that I meet the goal. Because guess what? It's coming back to me. I gotta go. I can walk out my door and sell 4 things of CBD. I got 4 people waiting for CBD oil right now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never think about like I think you and Miss Graham said you gotta put yourself you last.
You like,
Sometimes you gotta be last. So I think if we stop with me personally, I don't say we because I'm not there to be telling people what to do, but but I think what has helped me is I just can't think about myself. I got to think about what I want to see. And that's really that's pretty much my driving force. It's become a passion for me now. I'm thinking about it when I go to bed at night, when I wake up in the morning. My husband will wake up 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm on the on the website, Be Epic website. But so yeah, so it's just it's
I'm amazed. I want to say this and then we can kind of close, but I know this is helping some people. I'm amazed at the fact that you're brand new and you have not one time had to reach out to ask me, well, what's in the juice? Well, what's in the tea? Well, what's in the this? Well, how I make the juice? How do I make the this? Well, how do I literally? That's why, when I say when the student is ready, the teacher appears, which is why I started reaching out to you because I was watching what you were doing, but I was also watching what you weren't asking me for.
yeah.
How is it that you knew how to make the juice? You know how to answer your customers, or you know what to tell them about what they might need. How is it that you know all of that? You have yet to reach out, and I ain't saying this for the fluff. You have not reached out to me one time to ask me how to put a person in. Well, let me say this. On Saturday, I told you what to do that would be best.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I just kind of gave you some guidance on what
Right.
would be best,
Yeah.
what to do, but you haven't asked me not one thing about what's in the products. How do you make the this? Where do I get my labels? Where do I get the that? Where do I get? How is it that you've been able to figure that out?
I use the tools. I stay in those chats. I'll
Oh,
scroll up if it take me 30 minutes to get to the answers or search, with this, the search. I learned how to work the search button, but my husband is very organized. And so he always gives me these binders because I'm always on some type of endeavor with health. Oh, let me try this. Let me try that. So he'll get me these white binders. And I went to the back office and I just started printing out CBDs, all of the information. So I have that binder readily. So I just flip that binder. I don't even have it all the way together because I have a bag that I carry with my products because I don't care if I run to the grocery store, HEB. That's our grocery store. I got that bag with me with all my products. I take it to church. I take it to everywhere I go. I take my bag with my products, but and I have the papers in there with all of the information because it's a lot of information.
a
Every
lot of it,
product is
right.
different. So sometimes I may have to reference. I ain't on your level yet where I can be like, oh, it's got 9 different herbs, but
But you will be.
but we do have those people like I'm getting ready to do a couple of farmers market. So I've been trying to rehearse and practice and practice. So I mean, I don't mind looking at the paper, but I want to be able to know what I'm saying when I'm before the people so they won't be like, you don't even know what you're doing. But but yeah, so I just use the back office and I print out the information that's on the product and have it readily available.
And then y'all in our team page, we actually have like labels with the sizes that are like right there
That's right.
in the caption. Like here's the
Yes.
size for this bottle.
Yes.
This is the size for the that bottle. And then a video that shows you like how to
Mhm.
make it, where to order the bottles from, where to da 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 from.
Yep.
Best place
Mhm.
to get the labels from. Best
Yep.
place. So literally, y'all, if you heard Alicia, listen, I am not lying to y'all. This young lady has just taken the tools, read the information, watched the videos. And the thing is, because you are in sales, you understand the
Uh-oh, you want
importance. Can you hear me?
yeah, you bet.
But because you are in sales, you understand the importance of knowing the information for you, not expecting somebody else to hand feed you, spoon feed you, nothing.
Mhm.
Literally, you went and got the information
I did.
for yourself. I
Mhm.
did the same thing. Paul and I printed it out. There ain't no way, Tanisha ain't want to have no conversation with me about what's in the tea. What? She would have hung the phone up on me, okay? She would have hung like, what? If you don't go on that back offer, goodbye. Click. Matter of fact, she would never have even responded to a text message like that because we've given so much information. And the thing is, the reason why you're going to be like, I believe that you are going to be one of those stage speakers. I believe you're going to earn more than 6 figures in this industry, right? And I
I
think
receive
and I
it.
believe you're going to do it with us. Is because you, what was the point that I was trying to make? You're self-sufficient. You're not allowing anything or anyone else to be the reason why you won't have success. You're not afraid, you're not scared, you're just leading with your passion, and your passion. You're not, and here's the thing I want people to catch, because some things are caught and some things are taught. You aren't pushing this to just put a bunch of money in your own pocket.
Mm-mm.
You're driven by how many people you can help,
Yes.
knowing that money will be the byproduct.
Yes.
Yeah. All
Yes.
right. So
Mhm.
y'all, if I don't know, they said, "What's your Facebook?" Alicia Richardson. Her last
Yeah.
name is Richardson. Um, I don't know if y'all were. I was blessed too, right? But
It's
I know
ALESIA.
right. Yeah, they can see it on the screen.
Okay. Okay.
So you guys, we I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Stanisha is teaching tonight in 30 minutes. And I
Okay.
know y'all like, well, dang, it's been a long. Let me just go check, because she will post something in our page. Generally, she'll post if there is gonna be let's see if everyone I don't know. I don't see anything. Team training in 1 hour. Yep. So let's go. We got training at 8 o'clock on the same link we always have it on with Tanisha, right? So this was a blessing for me. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I believe that you were a blessing to
Thank you, Nina.
everybody on here. All right, you
Thank
guys.
you,
So
guys.
30 minutes. We'll see you guys on training. All right. Bye, y'all.